So, hi everybody, Steve Mead here, and welcome to my new weekly post, 10 Minutes with Meadey, where I'll be chatting with industry professionals over the coming weeks and months about all manner of subjects. There's no agenda here other than to discuss topical issues, and today, as our industry slowly but surely embraces the rise of associate agents and franchisees, I'm talking to the lovely Becky Peters from Meyers Estates and how she came to the decision to say, okay, let's go for it. Becky, you're very welcome. Thanks very much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good. So let's take us back. Okay, take us back and tell us how it all materialised. What got you going? What got you thinking about starting your own business? And what was the thing that sort of finally made you say, right, okay, let's do it? And the challenges that were there when you first started.
Yeah, okay. So taking it back, I started as an estate agent with a large corporate maybe 15 years ago now. And then I just worked so hard all the time that I sometimes used to think, oh, I could do this, I could do this on my own, but it's very hard to do it on your own. And I saw that the Meyers boards were going up and it was like, oh, what's this about? And used to watch them with interest as I was going up against them and wondered what they were doing different. So I had 2 children, and so it wasn't quite right time to do it when I first spoke to Mark, maybe 18 months, 2 years ago. That's Mark Mayer who owns it. But then furlough hit, and I was furloughed and had no contact really from the agency that I'd worked for 14 years. So I was like, oh, what's happening? Like, what am I doing? And prior to that, sadly, the Christmas before, I lost my dad, and it just makes you realise that life is so short to just keep on waiting for that next opportunity. And I just looked into it with my husband. We weighed it up really well. We really did look into every detail of it. I've got 2 young children, but would that work-life balance make it better? Was it worth the risk? And I think we weighed it up and said, yeah, absolutely. He knew how hard I worked. I used to bring my work home with me all the time. So why not basically do it for myself? So that's how it all started.
Great stuff. And you're going great guns. Obviously been, I know all the guys down at Meyers, down on the south coast there.
Yeah.
They're all performing absolutely fantastically well. You fitted in really well. Was it hard work? Was it proper full on? You said you've got kids. How did you manage to keep all the balls in the air?
Yeah. I'm not going to say it wasn't hard work, but in a estate agency, when is it not? It's always hard work. And most people at the moment are working from home with children anyway. So I think it just, to me, was a balance of, well, I'm going to probably be doing this. And yes, it was hard work, and I do work hard. I'm always on social media. I'm getting out in the community, and I never stop. I don't ever stop, but I enjoy it, and it's what I love doing. And I always see it as now I'm working towards something for me and my family, and working hard for us, so it doesn't feel so bad that I'm working hard or working longer, because I hopefully get the rewards at the end. So
absolutely. I mean, the financial benefit, obviously, the money stays, the majority of the money stays in your pocket, doesn't it, rather than going someone else's. So in relation to marketing, I know Mark's very big on this, and obviously he's got his own, in the community, he's got his, the Gap Foundation, now, isn't it? Which he's got, great accolades for. What do you see is, the most important thing in your view when you're going down the marketing route? Do you think it's something like that, or is it something different for you?
Well, it's a bit of both, and it's a bit of everything. I think people buy people, and I think that if you're seen to be a person that actually cares about the community that you're living in and working in, then that can only help boost you as a person. Just quickly going back to when I was with a different agent, when I used to go out on valuations or market appraisals, they sometimes agreed to go on with me, and then they go, oh yeah, what agency are you from? So it actually didn't matter who I was working for, it was me that they bought. So I was like, oh, okay. So I think that it's all about you. And then what Mark tries to advocate is giving back to the community. So I've done like nominate a neighbour over Christmas, and got some local prizes, and actually the person that won it was a lady that runs a food bank, and just doing little things like that and just giving back a bit just helps, along with a charity contribution for every sale I do to a local charity as well.
You do that, okay. And I suppose getting involved in local groups and local associations, and it's just basically a presence, isn't it? It's just making your presence known.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit difficult at the moment, obviously, with lockdown. You can't get out there physically and do too much. I've certainly engaged with the local responders and trying to bring up their presence online, because they're struggling to get their presence known. So I'm offering to do like a bit of an interview with them, because I've got quite a lot of followers now, and just try and get them known in the community and things like that, really. So yeah.
Okay, so here's my view on, you know, a lot of the people that are getting involved in this. I think, you know, there are a lot of people out there going down this route, and I think, you know, there's probably people don't realise sometimes what they're actually getting themselves into. I just want to know whether you agree with me or not. I think if you looked over a period of time, or if you looked now at the people that started going down the self-employed route, how many in 12 months' time do you think would still be doing that job with that particular organisation? Because I've got a figure in my mind, and I reckon about 70 to 80% won't be. Would you agree with that, or do you think this is for anyone and anyone could do it?
Oh no, I don't think it's for anyone and everyone, because you're not just doing what you know of selling houses, you're doing the whole thing, and it's a business, and you're doing your accounts, you know, it's a full-on thing, and it's the money's not there instantly, and you do have to put in to get back, and it's like I say, it's full on. And yeah, no, I would say definitely over 50% probably won't be doing this in a year's time. We're in a boom in the market. It's easier than what it's probably going to be, and so that's when the real agencies and the real agents will start to come into their own come the end of this year, I would have thought.
Yeah, so I suppose obviously it is very, very important, the support that you get from the franchisor as such, and I know you guys do get an awful lot of support from Mark and Claire, and obviously we've got the hub down in Banbury there. You know, has that made a big difference? You think without that support, you'd be where you are?
No, it definitely gave me the right start into my business, because, like I said, I know how to be an estate agent. I don't know how to run an estate agency business. I don't know how to do it in the right way to get the right starting. And they definitely give you that. You get training from the start, which opened my mind and really made me realise that it's not just about now, it's about 3 years, 5 years, building those relationships, keeping people happy and doing the right thing. And then so that without that start, I think I would have done it in a very different way, and probably wouldn't be as successful as I have been so far. Yeah,
so it's obviously really important, and presumably that support is ongoing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have like WhatsApp groups, weekly meetings. When you're a startup, you go into a weekly meeting with all the other startups. We have online at the moment training with Stephen Brown as well. We have that once a month, which is provided by Mark. So that's again another real insight into things. And so.
Yeah, Brown on Stephen's great, isn't he? He's got some
lovely. Yeah.
He really has. So obviously you get that support from Mark and the team. I know Mark is very sort of, don't want to use the word anal, but he is very has to be 100% right before he sort of rolls it out, which is fantastic. I know obviously a lot of the franchisees and the associates down at Meyers Estates, and without exception, I think everyone is an absolute success story. So listen, thanks very much for joining me today. I just want one question. Will you come back in 12 months' time? And have another chat with me and let me know how you're doing, yeah?
Yeah, I'll have a better background, and we'll do that.
I'll be about the background, that's not a problem. We'll all be green screened up by then. We'll all have all sorts.
Yeah, it'll be a bit faster.
It's been an absolute pleasure. It just remains for me, on behalf of both of myself and Becky, to say goodbye. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Beck, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciated talking to you.